I got your wig, ho. Ha ha. You're mad. Miss Wikiana. Miss Wig. Miss Wikiana. Miss Wig. Miss Wig. You're mad. Miss Wig. Ha ha. Miss Wig. Miss Wig.
Pinky, where do things stand with the bankruptcy proceedings?
To be honest, at first it was very embarrassing just because blogs be blogging. I'm sure everybody here can agree.
The fact that you would be going through all of this and you still want to give back to the community, that's why you are that girl, right?
Oh, thank you, boo.
Oh, thank you, honey.
But it's been rough for me the last couple of days, and
Sorry.
I'm thinking about filing for bankruptcy.
Me too. You know, I went through all this stuff with my ex-husband, and I was the owner, so I guaranteed a lot of things in my name.
That's what's happening to me right now.
So fun. And also because I'm vegetarian, I love Slutty Vegan, her restaurant, because she has one in the city, which is great. But then I saw she made headlines when she filed for bankruptcy, but she's letting people know that that's not as bad as it's
Slutty Vegan and Bar Vegan now being sued. Pinky Cole accused of withholding hard-earned tips from her employees.
Atlanta News First reporter Don Shipman live outside of Ponce City Market where Bar Vegan is located. Don, this story is capturing all of Metro Atlanta's attention.
A lot of people are talking about this. Bar Vegan is part of the Slutty Vegan chain based here in Atlanta. It is super popular here at Ponce City Market. It is just steps away from the Beltline. It's a destination. Now, though, it's under scrutiny, accused of violating federal labor law.
It's a tip credit case.
In the federal lawsuit, Morgan, Georgia, and 2 other former employees accused Slutty Vegan founder Pinky Cole and 2 co-owners of requiring tipped employees to give up 25% of their tips at Bar Vegan inside Ponce City Market. That money, they allege, was used to go to the house.
When you say go to the house, what does that mean? Who does that go to?
Sure, they asked. That's actually a great question, and one that our clients asked several times during the course of their employment, and they got varying explanations.
One of those explanations is that they say that the tip money was being used to purchase bar stools and glassware. Another explanation, they allege, is that their money was given to other employees in the restaurant who are not tipped employees and make regular hourly wages. Atlanta-based labor law attorney Ed Buckley says if their claims are true, Bar Vegan was breaking the law.
Restaurants can engage in tip pooling in which the employee is expected to share a portion of their tip with other tipped employees. For example, a waiter or a waitress might be expected to share it with a bartender.
Georgia also claims that she and other employees were paid far less than minimum wage. Federal minimum wage is at $7.25 an hour, but for tipped employees, it's much less at $2.13. They say because Bar Vegan was allegedly taking some of their tips, they were not making federal minimum wage.
I've been in business for over 20 years. I've never filed for bankruptcy and never even thought about it.
Gotcha.
It has never been an option.
Because it's never had to be an option.
That's right.
Okay. Well, maybe it's a new beginning for Pinky Cole.
Well, we praise God.
Okay, now.
And grace and mercy.
Hi, friends. Today we're going to learn about bankruptcy. Can you say bankruptcy? Good job. Bankruptcy, let's learn the code. 7, liquidate and roll. 11, you reorganize. 13, pay it back slow. Now watch me. File that bankruptcy. File that bankruptcy. File that bankruptcy. File that bankruptcy. Cities can file Chapter 9. 15 businesses worldwide. 12, it helps out farmers if that crop gets really dry. Now watch me. File that bankruptcy. File that bankruptcy. File that bankruptcy. File that bankruptcy. Bankruptcy up in this. Oh, watch you file and watch we'll stop. Super freeze that. Oh, trustee turn into RoboCop. Filing Chapter 7 means you liquidate that business, man. When you sell those assets, then you turn around and close that thing. Now you, if you're filing Chapter 13, you get some years to pay back debt. That plan goes through a trustee. If you file 11, then you're making money every day, protecting all your assets. Man, that court approves a plan to pay. Bankruptcy, let's learn the code. 7, liquidate and roll. 11, you reorganize. 13, pay back slow.
Day after day, seems like I push against the clouds. be blocking out the sun. It seems since I was born, I've wakened.
I got myself in this, and I got to get myself out of this.
From one sister to another, God bless you not to have to figure it out on your own.
Girl, you got $100 million man over here. You better let that man know what you need. I'm almost at the finish line, and I'm happy. It's like a rebirth, and I would do it all over again if I had to.
That's good. Wow.
The U.S. bankruptcy code is a tool, and I'm sure that there's some other ladies that'll probably do it in the future as well.
I find it very interesting that you think bankruptcy is a tool and it's a positive thing.
Bankruptcy is a form of insolvency used to reduce debt and stop legal action from being taken against you. However, there are significant downsides associated with going bankrupt. In this video, we'll discuss the pros and the cons of bankruptcy so you can decide whether it's a workable solution for you. Let's start with the basics. Bankruptcy is a legal process used by those unable to afford the repayment of accumulated debts within a reasonable period. It's a form of insolvency that you can decide to use yourself, known as voluntary bankruptcy, and additionally you can be made bankrupt or involuntary bankruptcy, where creditors decide there are no other options for them to recoup the debt that you owe. Wiping debts and having a fresh start are the most common reasons for people to choose to declare bankruptcy. A fresh start is commonly seen as one of the main benefits of bankruptcies. Declaring bankruptcy is one of the debt solutions that can be used to write off debts that you cannot afford to repay. However, it does come with some disadvantages. Being aware of the pros and cons of bankruptcy is essential. One of the biggest cons of bankruptcy is that your credit file will have a record of your bankruptcy added, which remains in place for 6 years. Your credit score will suffer, making it very difficult to obtain credit. Rebuilding your credit score may take a significant amount of time. Details of your bankruptcy status are also made available to the public via the Public Bankruptcy Register. You may have to sell or liquidate non-essential assets that you own, including things like your house and vehicles. These assets are sold to raise money for your creditors as a way for them to recoup the debt that you owe. This may even include any houses you own if you rent and have rent arrears. You may then find it difficult to find somewhere else to rent, as some landlords will refuse to accept someone who's been declared bankrupt. When you go bankrupt, your non-essential belongings become the legal property of an official receiver. This is the person who is dealing with your bankruptcy. The official receiver will sell your belongings and use the money to make payments to your creditors. This may also include items you obtain after declaring bankrupt. However, you can keep belongings required for your basic needs and the basic needs of your family, such as clothing, bedding, furniture, household items like cookers, washing machines, things that you need for your job, and your vehicle if it's required for you to perform your job or to take care of a dependent. Bankruptcy can also make it hard to gain employment. It becomes particularly hard if you're applying for jobs in the legal or finance sectors. Furthermore, jobs that involve money handling may not be forthcoming when hiring someone who has declared bankruptcy. Current employers may choose to terminate contracts too. In addition to employment issues, one of the cons of bankruptcy is that you can't act as a company director if you've been declared bankrupt. You are allowed to work as a sole trader, providing you operate under your own name or the name you used when you were declared bankrupt. One of the disadvantages of bankruptcy is the fact that not all debts can be included or written off by being declared bankrupt. You will need to come up with a way of managing any remaining debts that aren't possible to include. The debts that can't be included are student loans, child maintenance, criminal fines, social fund loans, court orders for injury compensation, family proceeding payments ordered by the court, fraudulent debts, mortgage payments if you don't want to sell the house, TV license debt, and any debts you accumulated after going bankrupt. As you can see, bankruptcy is a debt solution that can be useful in certain circumstances, but not all.
I mean, I know that you had investors that gave you $25 million. Those were African-American investors. And so,
No, I had white investors too, thank you.
Yeah, but you had plenty of African-Americans.
Yeah, more white than black. So, and next. And it doesn't matter the color. It was institutional capital, private equity money.
I get it, but I just do not take it lightly that it is this
A
banner
tool.
to a tool.
It is a tool, and I'm gonna tell you why it's a tool, because people really don't know the real story of what happened. Because I'm a professional, I protected a lot of people, and that's none of your business, okay?
And I didn't ask.
But you inserted
And all
yourself.
you do is
it could have
brag.
happened to you. It could have
No, it
happened
couldn't
to
happen to
anybody.
me because
Yeah,
I'm
it could-
self-funded.
Let me teach you about business.
You don't
okay?
have to teach me. I'm very successful.
They are
I've been in business
okay,
for
so
20
win some more
years.
cases then if you're very
Well,
successful.
what
How about
cases
that?
did I lose?
Okay, call Bobby Brown.
Bobby Brown is behind bars today. The singer was
Troubles for singer Bobby Brown. He's charged with battery, accused of hitting his wife, pop star Whitney Houston.
However many times her husband Bobby Brown has gone to jail, he apparently just reached his own personal tipping point. The R&B singer burst into tears today when a judge ordered him back inside for 90 days.
I was just locked up, man. I spent 30 days in Atlanta in a jail. Then I had to report to Boston on non-payment of child support.
Every time I go to court here, you know, you can be sure that Bobby Brown's going to jail.
Singer Bobby Brown was back in court today to face charges that he hit his wife, Whitney Houston.
Brown contends he did not hit his wife. They were just playing.
My wife dropped charges, but the state decided they want to pick him up. They want to give me a year in jail. I don't know how the state just does that. They don't have my wife. They don't have anything, you know, so I don't think the state should get involved with it.
Whitney Houston has told the press in the past that she will stand by her man during his times of trouble, and she kept to her word today here in the courthouse as Bobby Brown formally faced charges that he hit his wife last year.
What did you find out about it, about this motion? If I was to, if they was taking me today, how quick can I get out?
Bobby Brown appeared before a Fulton County judge today, complete with a new attorney, but that didn't stop the media circus that always surrounds the R&B bad boy every time he goes to court. News crews were falling all over themselves to get a glimpse of the couple who remain in the spotlight with Brown's legal woes.
Flanked by attorneys and supporters, Bobby Brown was accompanied by his wife, the possible witness in the case against him.
Whitney, can you talk about rehab? Are you still in?
Bobby, what are you saying to your fans?
Watch your back, you're gonna get hit. Watch your back, you're gonna get hit. I live in Atlanta, Georgia. I don't know if many of you all know, but it was the first state that had these slave laws, you know? This was the first place where they started locking people up, you know? So it's still going on, you know? It's still the South. You can't get away from that, man. It's a dirty, dirty.
Thank you. Please be seated, ladies and gentlemen.
My daughter told me that I was coming home. I didn't know how to tell her, you know, I might be doing a year, you know. Usually with a misdemeanor, you go to court and they just throw it out or give you a fine. With me, they give me jail time, they give me a fine, they give me community service.
Come on up, Mr. Brown.
It's just unfair treatment towards me, you know. I'm not a bad guy, I don't rob anybody, I don't carry guns. I like guns, but call me a collector.
Judge, I have been in negotiations with Mr. Bennett, who represents Mr. Brown. They have informed me they want to waive the hearing down to the state court. It's a misdemeanor, a battery charge. $2,000 is the scheduled fine from the Superior Court judges. Your Honor, may we approach?
Sure. I don't know if anybody's been in court or jail before, but man, it ain't nothing nice, man. You know, I think all of this will be behind me one day. I'm waiting for that day. I just want to move on with my life, you know?
We have no problem with allowing him to sign his own bond. He's been here every occasion. He's represented by counsel. There's no reason to believe he won't appear around him.
Is that your desire? Is that what you've discussed with Ms. Minchell?
Yes, Your Honor. We would just ask the court for a turn-in date or to allow him to go and actually get the fingerprinting process. We do have some dates, Your Honor.
All right, well, I don't have a problem with that. I'll sign a bind over. It'll be a $2,000 bond. I'll let you sign your own bond. I'm also going to sign a special conditions bond that goes along with that. It'll just require that there be no further violent contact with Ms. Houston. If you were to violate that and be in violation of the special conditions, then you can be put back in jail, put in jail with no bond. You understand this? Okay.
While he was formally charged here today, the state court could choose to drop the charge altogether.
The two walked out surrounded by media, leaving as quietly as they came in.
I'm happy as a jaybird right now because I didn't go to jail today.
Yeah, y'all want to watch your feet and
Yeah,
stuff,
watch
man.
out. Watch out.
Because I can't drive that well, man. Bye, guys.
I get to go home. I get to go to have lunch and eat with my wife and my family. And, you know, that's the most important thing, man, being able to come home to your family and let your family know that, you know, no matter what, you're there for them.
I knew you walked out that goddamn room with a smile on your face. I said, but I mean, there was more cameras at this one than any of the other ones.
Any of the other ones, you believe that? Because you know Tommy.
Because I know my wife was going to be
Right.
there. She had to be there. You know?
Now we gonna eat. No, Chops is a Chinese restaurant, right?
Yeah.
But they said Chops ain't open. Yeah, Chopstick. Hey, Mr. Chopstick, how are you? You guys open? You closed? Bobby Brown and his wife wants to come there. Yeah, Bobby, your boy Bobby, yeah. You cook for them? Right here.
Yeah,
We're
right there.
here at you right now.
There it is. See, Tommy?
It's a bunch of us.
It was like 11 o'clock when I woke up. I said, oh my God, I called my slave. I said, oh my God, you know, today's court day, and I don't let Chrissy go to school on court days. She said, I understand.
Bobby Chris was like, yeah, baby, go to court, daddy. Go to court, daddy. I don't go to school on court days, daddy.
Court is daddy days.
Court is daddy days. I got a lot of daddy days. I ain't nothing to laugh about.
You ain't lying.
Behind me, man. I pray to God that this be the last case that I have to deal with, you know, that concerns my wife, because that's basically speaking on my manhood, you know?
Call Bobby Brown.
Anyway,
if I was a bad attorney, baby, I was with Bobby Brown for 8 years.
Joining me now is local attorney Phaedra Parks.
Phaedra Parks is a high-powered celebrity attorney in Atlanta.
Defense attorney Phaedra Parks has defended celebrities in the past.
Now, the Gate City Bar, the Association of Black Women Attorneys.
Local defense attorney Phaedra Parks, who represents Bobby Brown, among others.
Today, he's supported by his attorney and his brother Tommy.
I think my client is obviously going to plead not guilty.
R&B singer Bobby Brown took center stage in a Fulton County courtroom today where he was formally charged with misdemeanor battery. Brown is accused of hitting his wife, Whitney Houston, during an altercation last December. Houston accompanied Brown in court to face the judge, where he learned that he will stand trial, but in state court.
The Alpharetta resident was in a Massachusetts courtroom today without his wife, Whitney Houston. Brown told the judge he thought someone else was making those payments. He spent a day in jail last year after owing over $63,000 in back child support.
Yeah, and a judge wants Brown to prove he has enough income to pay the $170,000 he agreed to put into a college fund for 2 children he had with a Massachusetts woman. This is the same judge who sentenced him to 90 days in jail last June after he failed to pay child support.
He's very happy to be in compliance. He's obviously attempting to exonerate himself and trying to correct his past behavior and his past reputation. So he is making strides to become a very active and viable member of society.
I got your wig, ho. Ew. Like JK, but like maybe not. But thank you for watching. But you hating ass bitches always have something to say. Hating ass bitch, but you're still watching my vids. What? You're so upset. But that's like okay, because have a piece of bread, have a Xanax, relax, because I said what I said.